No parent should ever have to watch their child die. But unfortunately, for Aaron and Benjamin Madding, this nightmare was a reality. Not once when they lost their son Cody, or even twice when they lost their daughter Avery. But now, they were living through this nightmare for a third time with Isabel, who was recently diagnosed with Lynch syndrome 3, a rare genetic disorder that caused her to develop a stage 3 brain tumor, the size of a golf ball, growing inside her head. Most doctors estimated that Isabel won't live past the age of 6. But thanks to a recent breakthrough in modern medicine, Isabel had a chance to avoid the tragic fate of her siblings through the use of gene therapy. According to the CDC, on January 1st, 2017, gene therapy is a method by which scientists could use proteins to edit our DNA. Somewhat like correcting spelling mistakes out of a Word document, gene therapy allows doctors to eliminate the mutations that cause genetic disorders and other deadly diseases. Hearing about this fabulous discovery, Aaron and Benjamin felt relieved. Finally, there was a viable solution to save their daughter's life. But even after countless weeks of searching, neither Aaron nor Benjamin could find a clinic willing to conduct the clinical trials necessary to save their daughter's life. They soon discovered from the Business Insider of December 15, 2016, that the US government cut funding for the genetic engineering of the human genome. These budget cuts left hundreds of thousands of children like Isabel hopeless without a cure. And furthermore, left an opportunity for the private sector to capitalize off these tears. That is why today we must discuss the causes, effects, and solutions behind this pervasive conflict in order to ensure millions of children like Isabel the treatment they so rightfully deserve. First, the causes behind why gene therapy has not yet been implemented. Considering the fact that the National Institute of Health states on their main website that gene therapy will revolutionize medicine, bringing cures to diseases like autism, Huntington's disease, and even Parkinson's, it seems shocking yet even surprising that the US government would cut funding for such revolutionary research. But after reading the Huffington Post article published January 15, 2017, it is evident there are two main causes behind such alarming actions: lobbyists from the private sector and the mass amounts of capital involved. First, let's understand lobbyists from the private sector. Fortune 500 pharmaceutical companies have been cashing in on the fact that genetic disorders do not have a cure. With nearly 1 in 10 Americans diagnosed with a genetic disease, that's 30 million patients dependent upon disorder-suppressing drugs and supplements. Patients like Isabel have no other option than depending on these disorder suppressants in order to live another day. And if the US government implemented genetic engineering and funded gene therapy, these companies would be shut out of a $1 trillion industry. So it's not surprising when the Tech Times of January 5th, 2017 tells us that these companies fund lobbyists in order to sway the opinion of political officials and place legal restrictions on genetic engineering. By magnifying small potential side effects and spreading fabricated ethical concerns, these lobbyists have successfully prevented gene therapy from being implemented. Next, the mass amounts of capital involved. According to a study conducted at MIT, gene therapy can cost upwards of $200,000 for a single procedure, making it evident that large-scale clinical trials would require mass amounts of funding. Funding the US government is simply not able to provide. That is why when addressing solutions in the near future, we must keep in mind these two causes to truly tackle this problem at its roots. Now that we've addressed the causes behind why gene therapy has not yet been implemented, let's address the effects they impose on society. Gene therapy has the potential to save countless lives, so cutting funds for its research and development is equivalent to cutting short the lives of genetic disorder patients. Patients like Isabel, as her parents frantically searched for alternative treatment options, Isabel spent her last few days at the hospital. Unfortunately, this past December, Isabel became the third child in the Madding family to die of genetic diseases. Hundreds like Isabel die every single day, and they're depending upon us to take action. They're depending upon us to provide them the cure, the treatment they rightfully deserve. But the effects of not implementing gene therapy extend far beyond the patient or their families. According to a study conducted at Stanford University, last referenced February 23, 2017, gene therapy has the potential to spark a new multi-billion-dollar industry. This potential for mass revenue has made the chase for affordable gene therapy a global bandwagon, with countries like China investing multiple billions in search for the answer. In fact, the lack of proper guidelines and restrictions in such countries has made gene therapy unprecedented, potentially causing patients more harm than benefit. The Chronicle of December 6, 2016 estimates that failed experiments in China have already amassed an amusing loss of 86 human embryos. And even with such devastating results, many have no option than seeking foreign medical treatment. These devastating effects highlight the obvious need for some solutions to tackle this pervasive conflict. And when implementing solutions, we must take a multi-pronged approach at addressing the issues of today and the uncertainty of tomorrow. Let's start off by passing back the brochure I've created. Please take a brochure as you leave today. Spread it among your friends. Let's educate society to judge based on facts rather than fiction. Let's take this action another step in the right direction. As you leave today, I want you to sign your name on the petition in the back of the room. The petition by DoSomething.org encourages large charitable organizations to prioritize their funding from drug research to gene therapy. This prioritization of funding will bring millions of children like Isabel a viable treatment solution, a viable cure. Today, we address the causes, effects, and solutions behind this pervasive conflict in hopes that one day millions of children like Isabel will receive the medical treatment they so rightfully deserve. Every single moment you're hesitating to sign that document is a moment wasted, is a moment when another kid like Isabel loses their life without having the medical treatment that's necessary to save their own. I encourage you to take a brochure, sign a petition, and make your voice heard. As members of the speech and debate community, we have a unique opportunity. We can use our unique knowledge and skill sets to make our voices heard, our opinions acknowledged. And for what better cause than saving countless lives?